Yeah, I think it's dead.
Surely stands, that which never falls. Listen to the fire, that which worthy goes on.
Alright, got a leaking backflow valve. So we're going to need to pull it apart, move the O-rings, check it out. Oh boy. Shut it down and get after it. Okay, so here we're going to release the pressure from the system. And it may just be that it's really loose here, but maybe it's time to lube things up here. You only want to hand tighten these. It's kind of labeled right on it. Yeah, channel locks will probably break it, so we don't want that. But I'm going to need to pull out the inside and re-lube it. So I'm going to grab some channel locks just to take it off, and then some lube. Okay, so we're going to be doing a rebuild on this Hayward backflow valve here. Already got the pressure released, and just to be sure, we can go ahead and open the pump as well. Just relieve any last pressure, which probably not much, but check our pump basket. Looks like it's time to be cleaned as well. Anyway, that's a slightly different story than what I'm showing you here. Is rebuilding the backflow valve here. This is a Hayward valve, and so we're just going to loosen it up here. And these, you just want to hand tighten them. It's plastic, it'll crack with any kind of pressure, so I tried hand tightening it, did not fix our leak, so now we're going to rebuild our valve. Now I've gone ahead and turned my backwash valve off here because I'm not really wanting to backwash it, I'm just wanting to lube the O-rings here. And here we go. Here's our valves and our O-rings. And at this point I'm going to go ahead and put on some gloves and we'll lube these up. Get it done. Got a couple gloves here. And then got some Magic Spa Lube. I'm just going to glove one hand up here. Kind of wipe our deal of any debris. And look at our O-ring. Hey, that O-ring doesn't look in too good a shape. I may need to order some new O-rings. I'm going to lube it for now. But you can see it's a little tore up right there. So a lube can only do so much. Anyway, hopefully it can do enough to buy us some time until next time. There's the O-rings. Here's the cap. Put it back together. The very top of the valve is keyed. There's a little keyed portion that needs to line up in the slot on the side of the valve, and I didn't have it in there, and that's where you can see this still turning. So that's what I needed, was to get the keyed spot set in the little groove. Go ahead and tighten it up. Oop. I'll go ahead and take off one of my gloves here. Okay, now we're hand tightened. and now we're locked. And here's the unlock position and the backwash position. And the locked position. Okay. I'd actually like to get this position a little bit better. I'm going to loosen it first. I want my lock position about here. Open is here. Lock is here. Okay. And just hand tighten. And now I fire it up. Now I gotta put my skimmer back on and clean out my skimmer basket real quick. So I'll do that real quick. Come right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned out my skimmer basket. Add a hose bib. Sometimes I can use the airflow valve at the next deal, but this one kind of shoots straight up, so didn't think it would work so great. Alright, now we're ready to fire it up and see how we clear. We've got our air valve released. So far, no leak. I'm going to move my channel locks. Yep, looking pretty good there. Unfortunately, we need a new gasket. Okay, the Hayward push-pull valve repair kit actually comes with 4 gaskets, 2 larger, smaller, fatter gaskets, 1 larger, thinner gasket, and then 1 really tiny gasket. Now that the 3 larger ones, they're pretty simple. You know, 2 smaller, fatter ones down lower, 1 a little bit larger, thin one up top. And then the little tiny one, that's the really tricky one. It's kind of hidden inside the handle of the valve, and you have to push it apart, take it apart by using a small screwdriver or a small owl to push through and push out the pins that hold the handle together. Right behind the top gasket in the center to the right of where my hand is, right there. There's the push pin valve. Pull that apart. Pull it apart, and then there's a gasket down inside. A little tricky because you have to pick it out with something, with a flat blade knife or a flat little deal, and pick the O-ring out, and then putting the new ring back in is a little tricky. I'll show you how to do it. A fairly easy way to do it, and it's not too bad, but you know, you want to lube all your O-rings with the Teflon or silicone lube. No big deal. Alright, we just had to pick the O-ring in there from down this side, use the post up through this side to keep it from falling through, and then just push the O-ring in carefully. Wouldn't hurt to put a little lube there first before threading the rod on, pushing the rod through, and it'll be all set there. Buddy, it just feeds all the way through. Okay, again, as I mentioned earlier, when you insert this back in, you need to line up. There's a little keyed spot that lines up with the line that's straight ahead on the side, and you have to get that keyed little notch into the keyed notch on the valve seat in order for it to line up properly. If you don't, it's going to leak when you try to tighten it down, but the notch is straight ahead and in line Once you get that key pushed into the correct spot, nice and easy. Once again, hand tighten only. You don't want to put channel locks on this. It's the plastic is rigid and it can crack, so just hand tighten only. Turn it on, leak test it, and if you need to go a little tighter, then you can tighten it up once it's done. Anyway, thanks for watching Kung Fu Maintenance. Over and out. That's how to rebuild the Hayward Backwash push-pull valve for swimming pools and spas.